Well, Christiana, it must be Thursday and we must be reviewing a movie. Why do you ask? Because we here.
In the movie theater.
All right. So welcome back. I'm Danny.
And I'm Christiana.
Today we're going to be talking about Final Destination Bloodlines, or as I like to call it, Final Destination Part 26.
Yeah, all the
feels.
numbers.
We are living. What is so cool about this, Christiana, is I grew up with the Freddys, with the Jasons, with the Leatherfaces, and the Michael Myers, and I was too young to watch at that point in time. I got to catch them a little bit later on because my parents did love me, and because they were like, "Oh, you are not going to watch that right now because we want you to be nice and adapted to society and not become some terrible dude later on."
You know.
But now we are living this particular franchise just as they did in the 80s. And this one has been going on now for 25 years.
Yeah.
So on the 25th anniversary of the first Final Destination movie with Mr. Stifler, Tony Todd is back again in his final performance.
Yep.
And we get a backstory now, so he hasn't been death the whole time. We were wrong. Oh my goodness.
So wrong.
And real quick, we're gonna snap into a little brewski.
Hey.
Here we go. It's a tropical beer hug.
Ooh.
It is a tropical vacation in your mouth.
That is exactly what I need. I
There
need
we
an
go.
actual vacation
Yes.
too, but it's fine.
So this movie, oh my goodness. Like I said, it's got Tony Todd. This is his last performance.
Yeah.
So we will not see him in anymore unless they decide to Anakin Skywalker him or something like
Yeah.
that.
Hopefully not though,
Yeah.
because it was a great way for him to go out.
Absolutely. And then we've got a bunch of victims. They did great. They served their purpose. Tony Todd got to interact.
Yep.
And they came, they saw, they got blowed up.
Yeah, they came, they saw, they went bye-bye.
Exactly. Christiana, tell us, what did we just see?
We saw a fantastic installment in the Final Destination franchise. It's the death, it's the kills, it's everything you want it to be, and you get a little bit of backstory, and you get a little bit of family drama.
Which is a cool angle because in part 6, you're always going to need an angle. Let's see, by part 3 and 4, they had already taken Jaws to SeaWorld. They'd already taken Jaws to the Bahamas. I was ready for him to take Jaws to space or something like that. Final Destination didn't veer too much from what we as horror fans like, with the creative kills, with the witty banter, with the one-liners, and then Tony Todd in there.
Yeah.
But they did add a little bit of a familial aspect to it, which was super cool and super refreshing. Because in all honesty, how many times can you put together a group of kids and then they cheat death, and then we are like, okay, we already know what we're in for. Christiane, tell us about the familial aspect, please.
So it's basically a bunch of cousins and aunts and uncles and everything. So you get those family dynamics. You also have grandma, who we don't talk about, but she's really cool.
Right?
And,
She's
you know,
like a la Jamie Lee Curtis in the
Yep.
last 3 Halloweens, very survivalist.
Yep.
She comes back. She was the one who had the original premonition, and now she's Laurie Strode in the last 3 Halloween movies in her little survival compound. And what happens at the survival compound, Christine?
Terrifying things. Basically, every time we're at the survival compound, not a lot of people survive. So it should really be called
The
something
not
else.
survival. The
Yeah,
not
the
survival
not survival compound. But yeah, you get some gnarly deaths. We meet Grandma Iris in her premonition at the beginning of the movie, which I think is really cool. It's like either the 50s or the 60s. And you get this really futuristic styling, and you're not sure what you're seeing until the rest of the movie plays out. And then her granddaughter, whose name was
Something.
Stephanie,
Yeah.
I think.
DJ, Stephanie, Kimmy Gibbler.
And she rolls up and is like, "Hey, Grandma Iris, we've got some stuff to talk about." And she doesn't quite believe what Iris has to say, but then Iris shows her
The book.
in the most horrifying way.
Yeah,
that
all the scribblings.
death is really coming for us all.
Totally. So Grandma has Grammy Iris has had her little fun back in the '60s in what I can call like a Space Needle kind of a restaurant.
Yeah.
It was very futuristic, space agey, which was cool back then. And good news for everybody up there. They finished 5 months ahead of schedule with the
really
construction, not by skipping steps and cheating rules and all that, but exactly by skipping steps and cheating rules.
Yes, exactly how you want to be, like, what, 40 stories up in the air?
Yeah, we want you guys, if we're trapped up there, which was a good stylistically claustrophobic feel to
Yeah.
it. Like we can't escape. Kind of like the last movie we watched. I can't remember if it was called Drop or Below or
Drop.
Down Below, something. We can't escape. We're stuck up there with them. Much like in the other movies where we're in the plane, we're in the roller coaster,
Yep.
we're in watching the races happen in part 5.
Yep.
Or I'm sorry, part 4, and then in part 5, they were. It was a bridge accident.
Yep.
So we're up there with them, and Grammy has this little premonition that turns out not so hot for everybody involved because they all die.
But then she saves them all. But then in Final Destination form, death still comes for you. Because
Right.
you were supposed to die.
Exactly. So now
Yep.
are they not only getting a group of people, they're getting the hundreds of survivors and their family members because they were never supposed to have family in the first place.
Exactly. They were always never supposed to survive. So, of course, death is also coming for them.
Right.
Yep.
So now we're at a barbecue. Grammy has, this is a spoiler, Grammy has ungrammied herself.
Yes, she has sacrificed herself for the
good of the land.
the greater good? Question mark.
She-
as you watch the movie unravel.
She
but-
said, yeah, seeing is believing, and the granddaughter's like, I don't get what you're saying. I just need to leave because this was a bad idea in the first place. I've been having these premonitions from your or this reoccurring dream
Yep.
from your premonition, but now I feel like it was a bad idea. And she's like, let
Yep.
me show you. And her face explodes.
Yep.
All over, Grammy
Yep.
juice all over the granddaughter.
Yeah, no.
So now
But
we're
yes.
at, flash forward now, we're going to a barbecue. Christiana, take us to the barbecue.
Oh, the barbecue is so claustrophobic. It's so just the vibe of a Final Destination movie where you are watching all of these things that could kill all of these people in this family over and over again, and you think you've cheated death, but you don't. And good old uncle has a mishap with a lawnmower,
A lawnmower to the face.
and he does not survive.
Oh, if he did, he would look very much like Leatherface, but just kind of scully, kind of flappy hanging, skin
Oh,
everywhere.
Yep.
It was terrible.
So that was awful.
Yeah, so he actually, both Grammy and Uncle, they get funerals. Because that's what you do for your family members when they die. You want to
Yep.
pay your respects, even if they were the crazy granny or the kind of patriarch uncle. You give them their memorial spot. You give them the funeral. Those are the only 2 funerals in the movie.
Yeah.
Everybody else is just assed out.
Yeah, everyone else
They
just dies.
They just die.
Which brings us to the third, I would say, scare of the movie, because an actual death does not happen. And then there is a family secret revealed as to why this character, whose name is Eric, played by Richard Harmon, who I thought out of every character, every just like death character, was quite entertaining. And you may recognize him from the 100 if you were a CW fan back in the day.
And Luke, our fearless leader, did point out he does have kind of a unique look, kind of like if Bam Margera and Shaggy had a love child. I kind of think with his eyes, the way he looked, kind of like a sphinx. He had a very unique look. He delivered. He was the only character I remember his name, not because they were terrible characters, but because we knew their life expectancy, much like milk being left out.
Yeah.
It's gonna expire pretty quick.
We were like, Eric is hanging in here for a while. So
Yeah.
he was along for the ride.
He was along for like a portion of the ride,
Yeah.
yes.
A good portion. Yeah.
And he was kind of the comic relief back and forth. God bless Eric.
Right. Yep. We love him. We love him.
So we've got some more creative kills. There's some like food allergies. There was, I think, was it an
Yeah.
MRI or CT?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh
There
my
was
goodness.
a random spring out of a
Vending machine?
vending machine. There was trying to get in an elevator when you shouldn't try and get into an elevator.
Yeah, there's a reason why they have
Yeah.
capacity limits.
And there was also
The garbage truck.
the garbage truck is gonna scar me for
Yeah.
a while. That was gnarly. There's also, because we love them, there's some logs. There might be some logs that swing back around
Oh my
to
goodness.
remind us of the goodness of the
Of
final
part two.
destination.
So we're getting into the next topic, the final destination effect.
Yeah.
Whenever the wife and I drive and we're on the freeway on the 101, and we see a log truck or whatnot, we do our best, put our blinker on to get around it, to
Yep.
move in. I don't know if you guys are like this, but Final Destination 2 and that log truck scene,
It scarred a generation.
Yeah.
It really did. I, however, was on a road trip in the Pacific Northwest last year, and the friend who was driving the car had never seen Final Destination because she is not a horror movie fan. And she literally put us behind a log truck for, I swear, a good 30 minutes. And I was like, are we not going around the log truck? And she's like, what do you mean? And I was like,
So if you haven't seen that, watch part 2. It does for log trucks what Jaws does for sharks in the water.
yep.
After you watch the movie too, I don't know if it's in our heads ingrained after we've seen so many creative out of the box kills.
Yeah.
But anything you do, you're like, oh, this could tic-tac-toe a whole Rube Goldberg catastrophic kill for myself, and I'm just here doing some mundane task.
Right, washing the dishes. It becomes a dangerous thing.
Exactly. The music that was involved in the movie, I'm going to go with the actual songs, and Christiana will talk about the score. We had Spirit in the Sky. We had I Can't Live If Living Is Without You. And then what was the third song we were talking about, Christiana? Oh, Ring of Fire.
Ring of Fire, yep.
Yes.
And they all are very thematic.
Yep.
And traumatic now. They're never gonna listen to them the same way.
Yeah, whenever I think of Ring of Fire now, because I know they've used it in other Final Destination entries, I'm always going to think of like a space needle kind of
Yeah.
like burning. And it reminds me of that John Denver one from the first one. I think it was Leaving on a Jet Plane.
Yes, I
Yeah.
believe so, yeah.
And
Yep.
like you still think, and that was 25 years ago, you're like, oh, Flight 180, right,
Yeah.
with Devon Sawa and all those, and Stifler and all those rascals.
I'm like, I was 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
There
old
we
enough
go.
to be
Yep.
scarred by
Yeah,
the original
100%,
Final
yep.
Destination. How was the score?
I really enjoyed it. I enjoy when movies thematically weave a score in that helps provide that claustrophobic, eerie, keep your eye on the next possible death vibe. And they really, really hit the mark on, they hit the mark right in the dead center for me. Yeah.
Right in the target. New Line Cinema is always good at this. I think I had told Christiane earlier, this is the house that Freddie built.
Yep.
So their scores have become legendary. People will just buy them to have them as like an ominous feel.
Yep.
And they're for popcorn movies. You know what I'm saying? But they make you feel like so much. You're not watching Friday the 13th part 49.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is drawing me right in, and I am sweating, even though I am not up there getting ready to get devoured by a garbage truck or whatnot.
Gosh, the garbage truck. Tasty.
So, in closing, I'm going to say, for a part 6, this slayed.
It did.
Is that
It
a
was-
pun?
Yeah, it was. Dad jokes.
It kills.
Hey.
I know. They didn't have to go to outer space.
No.
They didn't have to go to like Moscow or be in the middle of a snowstorm or apocalypse. The movie is the apocalypse itself for these characters. And for a part 6, it delivered full aces with the gore, with the
It did.
creativity. It was amazing. For me, for a rating, we're going to rate in log trucks. I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 log trucks because wowie zowie, achi machi, holy guacamole.
You know what? You know what? I'm also going to give it 4 out of 5 log trucks because it was just
There
a
it goes.
great time. It was exactly what you wanted it to be. I walked in here expecting a good, fun gore fest that was going to make me feel uncomfortable in my very comfortable theater
Oops,
seat.
sorry. Yep. Luxurious.
And that's exactly what I got.
Well, awesome. We're going to cheers on that.
Cheers and beers.
Bam. Speaking of luxurious seats, come to the theater and hang out with us. Monday Night Movie Club next week. We're going to show David Bowie doing Dance Magic Dance. And
In Labyrinth.
yeah, in the Labyrinth. Right? The Labyrinth.
You know, the movie.
The
title.
movie. Not just David Bowie dancing by himself.
It's just the music video over and over again.
For an hour and a half. It's going to be great. We're going to have fun. You're going to have fun collectively. We're going to have fun.
Yeah.
Then after the 19th, we're going to hop out where Monday Night Movie Club is going to attack you on a Saturday. What are we doing on that Saturday?
We are hitting Rydell High and we're going and doing Grease.
We're getting greasy.
Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta.
And John
pretending to
revolting.
be
High schoolers. Yep,
schoolers.
35 years old. I'm in high school, and I've got a 5 o'clock shadow, and I'm a chick.
100%. So come dance, have fun.
Yeah, it's
It'll
going to
be
be
fun.
great.
Yep.
And then 2 days afterwards, we're back on schedule. June 2nd, we're going to have a dojo out for Karate Kid Legends, the new Ralph Macchio flick.
go.
And yeah, we're going to have a demo from a karate dojo inside the theater. They're going to be ninjing,
It's gonna be super cool.
karateing. They're going to have weapons, but they're going to be safe too. And
Yep.
as long as I get to hold a board on fire that they kick, I'm set.
And then, I don't even know if you know about this. June 9th, get ready for a Sparkle Fest. Because we are showing Twilight.
Oh my goodness.
And I am going to talk all about the time I went to Twifest in
Sparkle
Forks.
Fest.
But I don't remember a thing about it because I had bronchitis. So stay tuned.
Fabulous.
It'll be great.
I have got a good shirt called Breaking Benjamin, where it's got Teen Wolf, American Werewolf in London, Lon Chaney, and they are all ripping apart little Jacob. So I am super excited that I finally get to wear
my
that, and it
gosh.
makes sense. Thank you, Fright Rags, for that amazing shirt.
So good.
I'll get my glitter going in my beard, and we're going to be sparkling all throughout June 9th.
So fun.
So come hang out with us,
Yeah.
Monday Night Movie Club. Also, if you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, be a part of the community with us.
Yeah.
We enjoy talking with you guys. We enjoy seeing you at the theater. We welcome you to everything. Be a part of this family with us in the movies.
Yep.
Once again, I'm Danny,
And I'm Christiana.
and we'll see you at the movies.
Bye.
This is all the magic shit.